Cambridge Common synonym words and paraphrashing in reading paragraph. Work is physically demanding equals on your feet all day, lifting and carrying. Follow orders equals when someone tells you to do something. Immediately equals straight away. Industrial buildings equals warehouses and storehouses. Recreation equals leisure. Nearly everyone equals most people. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday equals 3 consecutive days. A waste of funds equals a poor use of resources. Elitist equals only a minority would use it. Nocturnal equals emerge during the night. Tracking the movements equals monitored the activity, using trackers. Different levels of equals periods of low and high. Agriculture equals farming. Road building equals road construction. Change from one moment to the next equals opposite of stable over time. On a scale equals along a spectrum. Cause us to act in certain ways equals influence our behaviors. Link sounds with spellings equals associate sounds with letters. Used a different system of measurements equals were measuring in feet and inches. Children should still learn equals there is still a case for learning. Convenient equals handy. Increase in demand equals a tremendous need developed. Shortage of fuel equals not enough coal. Workers went away equals workers were forced to emigrate. Hope to equals the intention. Rebuild the port complex equals port complex, reconstructing it. Pessimistic view of the world equals the world seems to be getting worse. Linked to equals associated with. Slow down equals accelerating, opposite of slow down. The selection of areas to research equals funding goes mainly to areas. Exaggerate their claims equals overstate their arguments. Meet readers' expectations equals provide what the public wants. Long-term equals extend well into our future. More urgent health problem equals most pressing health problem. Traditional equals historically. Lexicographical methods equals the compiling of dictionaries. Alternative expressions equals related phrases. Accurate word frequency counts equals find out how frequently it is used. Non-verbal equals pauses and noises. A cooperative project equals an initiative carried out by several groups. The portrayal of feelings equals to convey emotion. National policy initiative equals New Zealand strategy. Global team effort equals international working party. A hypothesis equals researchers have suggested. Worldwide regulations equals international standards. More at risk than others equals extremely vulnerable. Auditory problems equals hearing loss or hearing impairment. Current teaching methods equals modern teaching practices. Cooling systems equals air conditioning units. Crime has been increasing equals there has been a rise in. Criminal activities in big cities. Occurred in the late 1800s equals this happened in the latter part of the 19th century. Tends to be more expensive equals seems to be more costly. Students learn by finding solutions to problems equals pupils are able to gain more understanding by discovering ways to solve issues. The citizens were given a vote on the matter equals there was a public referendum on the issue. There were damaging environmental effects equals a huge impact on the local ecosystem. The cost of manufacturing was very high equals production costs were far from cheap. The population experienced a downward trend equals the number of inhabitants dropped overall. Civil calendar equals municipal calendar. Months were in equal length equals 12 months of 30 days. Divided the day into 2 equal halves equals split the day into 2 12-hour periods. A new cabinet shape equals a new floor standing case design. To organize public events equals to coordinate communal activities. About 1900 equals the early years of the 20th century. Records date from equals began keeping records. Intensive burst of energy equals explosive release of energy. Growing international importance equals increasing global participation. Recognized at a younger age equals identified early. Aims to develop power equals focuses on increasing power. Inadequate diet equals deficiencies in minerals. Links to equals can lead to. Current knowledge is basic equals our understanding is fundamental. Imagined equals visualize. Repetition of words and phrases equals saying the same thing over and over. Have clear guidelines equals work out exactly what to do. Changing social attitudes equals how relationships were shifting. An equipment failure equals one spotlight stuck. Fully booked equals there aren't any places. Food included equals you'll be provided with sandwiches. All downhill equals it's a 700-meter drop. No charge equals it's completely free. Swimming possible equals you can have a dip in the ocean. Suitable for beginners equals if you've never been on a horse before. What they can contribute equals what they're bringing. A large quantity equals a great deal. Film work equals moving image work. If possible equals ideally. Depressed by the experience equals seem empty and dispiriting. Comfortable environment equals surroundings which are inviting. Has no effect whatsoever equals simply didn't matter. Smell is damaged equals smell is impaired. We become aware of equals we begin to realize. The importance of equals essential role. Without realizing equals not consciously considered. Common belief equals reason often given. Yet to be defined equals still to decide. Recognize equals distinguish. They lack equals doesn't exist. Do not smell equals odorless. Not unpleasant equals acceptable. Nerves linked to equals nerves serving. Underdeveloped equals rudimentary. Vision is exceptional equals extremely keen vision. Hearing equals acoustic sense. Involved in mating equals part of the courtship ritual. Follow equals track. Can recognize perspective equals can appreciate perspective. Surprised equals taken aback. Representing movement equals show motion. Understanding of symbols equals figured out meanings for each line of motion. Representing movement equals shapes that do not directly represent their meaning. Abstract shapes equals linked deep to circle. Assigned a circle to deep equals choices closely resembled. Similar choices equals comprehend visual metaphors interpret abstract shapes. When they first developed language equals evolution of speech. Society is prejudiced against left-handed people equals in a world designed to suit right-handed people. Boys are more likely to be left-handed equals there are more left-handed males than females. After a stroke equals if a person is brain damaged. The left side of the brain equals the left hemisphere. The two sides of the brain develop different functions equals left-right asymmetry exists. A common feature equals systematic. He got up every day equals he rose every morning. He allowed equals he was willing. Interrupt his routine equals deviate from this routine. Human civilization equals human settlement. Exploration preparation equals test exploration techniques. Global partnerships equals unites nations, common objectives. Smell is damaged equals smell is impaired. We become aware of equals we begin to realize. The importance of equals essential role. Without realizing equals not consciously considered. Common belief equals reason often given. Yet to be defined equals still to decide. Recognize equals distinguish. They lack equals doesn't exist. Do not smell equals odorless. Not unpleasant equals acceptable. Differed from many Western countries equals unusual in the Western world. Reluctant to accept equals having a conservative attitude to. Consulted therapists more often equals made more visits to therapists. In increasing numbers equals has seen the popularity climb. Over the past 20 years equals during the past 20 years. Had a higher opinion than they do today equals public has become disillusioned. Retraining equals taking courses. Long-term medical complaints equals chronic illnesses. Inconvenient for car owners equals no space for parking nearby. If you like surfing the web equals, it has broadband internet. A new option equals recent initiative. Organize parking a year at a time equals parking for the academic year. Does not belong to the college equals a privately owned residence. Do not have your own bathroom equals communal bathrooms. Invitation equals being asked to. Express appreciation equals thank the audience. Visual excitement equals interesting to watch or make it come alive. Increase equals a burst of. Without restriction equals valid for all. Cheapest ticket equals unbeatable price. Cannot get money back equals non-refundable. Listen to descriptions equals a series of talks. Materials can be unreliable equals information from debatable sources. Cheap source of equals at very little extra cost. Is to be reduced equals to phase these out. Books can be taken away equals borrow a book. Orientation equals induction. Instruction equals be taught by another person. We tend to regard geniuses equals a genius is seen by others. Solitary figures equals disconnected from society. Has the ability equals possesses unique qualities. Exceptional contribution to society equals especially valuable to society. Good links with equals close relationships with. Local industry equals industry in the area. Delays equals hold up. Expected to work independently equals independent learning is the norm. Limited number of places equals demand exceeds supply. Several months in advance equals months before the beginning. Contact agencies for students equals deal with agencies on your behalf. More prepared to learn equals more willing to learn. Tend to save for equals are more likely to save for. Left alone when they are old equals left without a partner in old age. When a crisis occurs equals it takes a crisis. Develop their confidence equals lack of confidence. Overcome this. Attend classes equals enrolling on courses. A high proportion of equals at least 70% of. What they can contribute equals what they're bringing. A large quantity equals a great deal. Film work equals moving image work. If possible equals ideally. Depressed by the experience equals seem empty and dispiriting. Comfortable environment equals surroundings which are inviting. Has no effect whatsoever equals simply didn't matter. Your skills equals the skills you possess. Match verb equals are in line with. Technologically advanced equals a technological marvel. Too dangerous equals risky. Someone could get hurt. Too boring equals needs to be more interesting. Too long equals we had to wait up to a fortnight. Too difficult equals a bit ambitious for this age group. The pool has been improved equals we've expanded it to 8 lanes. The gym has been improved equals recently refurbished fitness suite. Affected by drop in sales equals suffering from falling sales. Growing competition equals increased competition. Causes of problems equals set back by. Lack of good training equals poor training. Private investors equals individuals who'd back them with capital. Changing the way it is organized equals alter how they're running things. Offers solutions to problems equals suggest ways. Overcome problems. It will overcome its problems equals it will recover. It has too little investment equals attract investment. The company needs a boost. Marketing needs improvement equals advertising could do with some innovation.